that your kids are all adults, what's one thing you wish you would have said to them more often?
I wish we would have done, honestly, this is going to sound weird, but I wish we would have done more structured Bible study at home. We tried to live out a great faith in front of them, that we didn't do structured stuff enough, that's not what you're asking. I made sure our goal has always been from day one, we want to raise champions on the planet. Champions for the planet, that whatever God calls them to do, that they know that there's a family at home that loves them, there's a God that's behind them, and they can accomplish anything they want to accomplish. So my heart as a dad was, I love you. You know I love you. So what did I not say enough? Probably no. That's probably what I didn't say enough, was no. I can think of times with each of them where I probably should have said no.
My favorite, oh my gosh, I'm getting so joked up. Okay. My favorite thing about my dad is whenever I talk to him about the future, anything seems possible. Anything seems possible. I'm getting mad at myself, it's alright. Anything seems possible with him, and I know I got worries and stuff, everyone's got worries, but when I talk to him about it, it just seems so far away. And it seems like I can do anything.
I remember my dad playing guitar with my husband for the first time, and for that just being a full circle moment of my dad, who's always been my favorite musician, playing with this guy that had come into my life, and it was just really a gift to have that. Dancing with my dad at my wedding to a Guns N' Roses song. My dad's really been there for me on my husband and I's journey to having a family, and he was there for some really hard moments. And now to see him with my son is such a gift. And then I would say, even though it's not a single memory, I've always loved riding in the car with my dad. He's a fast driver, but he's always created trust in him as a driver, and so that's always stood out to me. I always felt safe, but also we've always had our best talks in the car, and I always knew I had his full attention when we were together in the car.
Emma's always trying to make sure that she's always watching out for the little guy, but it's very important for her to feel accepted. And man, is she accepted, and she is loved. Gifted above the other four. Really, really gifted. And so I want her to find peace. I want her to find peace in that, knowing that it's going to be okay. She's got a father that loves her, a heavenly father that loves her. Alex, Denise and I have said for a long time, Alex is the child that's the most like me, wired the most like me, and you can hear that when she talks. She's a type A personality, leader, just coming into her own. What would I tell Alex? I would just tell Alex it's going to be okay.
So the tattoo that I have right here, it's my dad's guitar. I like to have images of my mind of the people that I love, that I can relate an item to them, so that way I can, because I'm so materialistic now, but I just like to, for things like this, I like to have something to put down on paper because I'm an artist, or just even on my body. So this is my dad's guitar that he plays at church every Sunday. And when I remember him at home, he's playing that guitar on the couch, rehearsing. He's teaching the boys how to play guitar, stuff like that. And then the Bible verse is, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the sons and daughters of God." That's his favorite Bible verse. I don't know if he says it's his favorite. He says it's the family motto. It's something that I like to follow too, personally. It's just caring about others, people around you, people not around you, having a big heart for the world around you. It's always been important to me, so. He's a very respectful dude. growing up, he always ran different restaurants all around Crawfordsville, and then coming into Indy too. He always, like, all of his employees, he wanted them to feel respected. And then he always just, like, was really good at being with people and making them feel like they could talk to him and be open.
Yeah, I would say he's by far the best leader I've ever known or seen in my life, and haven't really seen a lot, but been following him around for majority of my careers. So definitely the best leader.
He's pretty, like, I don't want to say cultured. He loves art and like movies and stuff like that, and he's always like mentioning if he's reminded of something, or if there's like a funny scene that he thought of, and he's like, "Hey, you seen that movie?" Or like, "Have you seen this video?" And he always likes joking about that kind of thing, or like songs and stuff too, because we all know him like for his music taste and stuff as well. And he's always wanting to share that kind of thing. He loves talking about it.
My dad's favorite band is Guns N' Roses. You know, we all grew up on, you know, that hair 90s, 80s, 90s rock. It's just a revolver with rose engravings, just so it's not latent, I guess. But yeah, I mean, some of my earliest memories are, you know, listening to them in the car, listening to him sing. So yeah, that's my dad tattoo.
If I could just find you tonight. If I could just.
Kobe needs to continually give himself a break. He always thinks there's more to do to be accepted, and he's not. He was my champion from day one, my mini-me, and he's enough. He's enough. He's a great dad, great husband, and there's big things on the planet for him as he just gives himself to God.
A big part of mine and Micah's life, at least, has been my dad coaching us. I just have so many memories of him cheering us on, trying to guide us, bragging about us to, you know, anybody who would listen. And yeah, just all those memories of riding home in the car from, you know, any game or meet or whatever, and him just showering me with compliments, you know, talking about other players. I really admire the way that you admire others. You know, I've grown up hearing you brag about me to other people. I've grown up hearing you brag about everybody here, and it's true even outside of our family. All of his colleagues and his pastor, his brother and sister, he just brags about people, and it's just so cool to see kind of these things he comes up with to admire about, you know, anybody I've ever heard him talk about.
Yeah, Micah, the middle kid, the one I probably should have said no to. Micah, we thought he was going to be an Emma, and then we named him after the book of Micah, and then he tattooed on his body, what does the Lord require of me? To love, to do justly, to love mercy, and walk humbly. And he really is working hard to do that, to be a man that loves God, that walks humbly and loves mercy. That's not his strong suit, is to love mercy, but he's getting there. He's getting there. What a planner. Yeah, he's interesting. He's an interesting young man. So Mike is a lover, loves his grandkids. He's talking to me this morning about his Christmas presents. Generous. I guess he gets that from me. Very, very generous.
I mean, I'd say just the fact that he's always there, and he's very understanding, and he tries to understand who you are and where you're coming from, and he's always, as far as I know, it's always been open arms and hugs and love for whatever situation you got going on. And so that's probably my favorite thing about him, and trying to model that in my life towards my friends and stuff. So.
When COVID-19 hit, the official day that the quarantine started was the day before our 13th birthday. So it was, the day started with our dad was like, hey, we're gonna go run errands in Indy. Do you wanna come? And I was like, yeah, sure. So we started the day, we went to get coffees at Cracker Barrel for some reason. And then after that, we go to Big Lots to pick something up, and I don't remember what, but I do remember that the old lady in front of us in line, her card wasn't working, and so Dad just paid for it in full because he was like, well, moments like that, you just have to take the opportunity to be kind. And it was like $20, so it wasn't like anything huge, but it's not something you'd usually see someone think to do. And then we are driving towards Indy, and we pass our friend's hair salon, who she has a bunch of cardboard out front for some reason, but she wasn't there that day, so she wouldn't have known, so we just cleaned it up for her just because. And then what we were doing in Indy was actually getting eggs to a food pantry. And so COVID was about to hit, a lot of just national issues were about to start really going crazy in the beginning of 2020, and it was just a day of good deeds. And then driving home, it was like national alert, don't go outside tomorrow. So it was just like, it was a good day. And March 13th, 2020.
For as long as I can remember, my dad has had an unwavering confidence in me, what I'm able to do, the man I can be. He's just forever, he's been telling me what a good person I am, what a good athlete, and now what a good father and husband. It never ceases.
He was my first pastor, my first discipler, opening scripture to me and teaching me passages like blessed are the peacemakers, and doing for the least of these. And it shaped who I am.
It's always great to watch him interact with other people. He told us all about like when he did theater when he was younger, and then like when we got into theater, when we got into it when we were like, middle school, high school, going forward, it was great to see him talk to people and like get into his own element again, doing that kind of thing again. He said he got it into it because of us, and I'm just grateful he did it at all. It was just good seeing him talk and joke and laugh and sing that Margarita song. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett. He was Jimmy Buffett and impersonator in the musical, and it was such a joy to see him rehearse it and then improvise on it. And yeah, it's just good to see him do the campaign a lot as well. So.
I remembered mine. I feel very fortunate because I've had a lot of friends growing up, and I've seen a lot of different fathers, and I've just also, the age we're in, you hear different stories of fathers, so who he is from what all they've said, and that's all what I believe too. I feel very fortunate because we have him, and it's pretty awesome. So,
Elisa, wow, 37 years old, not what she thought. Probably she'd have wrote it down when she was 14, 16, 18. But she loves her husband and she loves her son. She still wants to accomplish things for a great king and a great kingdom. And it'll come to her. It'll come to her. She's a great big sister and a great daughter. An asset to everybody that knows her.
I would want Dad to know that whenever I'm with him, I always want to be with him longer. I feel like I could spend thousands of hours with him and would still want to hang out with him. I cherish our time together. And I'm really proud of him, being the oldest by a lot of years. He's grown so much, and the dad that he started out as isn't the dad that he is today. It's really a testament to his faith and just sticking with life and growing, and I really appreciate that about him.
Okay, one more for you. Do you remember how it felt when she was born?
I do. It was, I felt incredibly inadequate. Yep.
How long did that feeling stick with you?
Till a few minutes ago. It's still with me to some extent.
What do you think your kids have taught you over the years?
I would say roll with the punches, but also roll with the surprises and be genuinely just blessed by the things you find under this rock or that rock that you weren't expecting. To find blessing in the unexpected, that'd be a better way of saying that.
So, when I was young, we went on a roller coaster in Santa Monica. He dragged me on it, and I screamed the entire time. I was so scared. I was so mad that he made me go on it. And I didn't ride roller coasters for a really, really long time after that. When I was much older, in middle school or high school, I went to Kings Island with my dad and his friends with the pure goal of riding a roller coaster again. And I rode on the front car with him, and it was something I conquered, and that was a really great full circle moment for our relationship.
My favorite memory was actually like 2 separate days where we went fishing one time and we just had a crazy day. It was super good fishing and everything. It was just perfect day all around, I'd say. And then we went back in same place next time, and he trips and drops his new iPhone in the water, and then he leaves his phone out just sitting in the sun on a rock while we fish. And then we had a terrible day fishing that day, and so it's probably one of my favorite memories. Is we had a polar opposite 2 days of fishing, and then just very fun to be with him and talk and do all the stuff.
What's the piece of advice you hope your kids remember?
Number one would be press into Jesus and love each other. Love each other is very, very important.
What do you want to be remembered as?
A good pointer to where they should, a good pointer towards directions they might consider pursuing.
Has your faith always shaped the direction of your life?
Best I could, yes, best I could. Lots of ups and downs. All the downs are my own fault, but God's been a clear and present help. God the Father was the best model for me. Most of my earthly examples I had to kind of work through doing the best I could to get through some of their frailties, if that makes sense. So yeah, I had an inner motivation to be better than what I'd seen. I would say another thing that stands out for me is I could probably think of a time with each of them where I had to be the strong one in a time of defeat, and that's rewarding. I'm not sure I did see the world before I was a father. I was too self-absorbed, but seeing the world with and through my kids, it's just layers and layers of beauty and really just beauty.
I want to thank my dad for each other. We have something really special as a group of siblings. We really do have a love and affection for each other that's rare. And that's because he taught us to love each other that way. He taught us to be friends. And now we're all getting to be friends as adults with each other and with our parents. And that's a true gift.
When you think about your family, what are you most proud of?
That we would all come together and do something like this because they really love each other.
How would you describe yourself as a
As a father, wow. Inadequate again. Loving. I sure love my kids. And I lean on God to fill in the rest.
Describe your dad in one word.
Committed. Honest.
Heroic.
Loving.
It's hard to pick one thing. No matter, we differ a lot on some things. I wouldn't say that we're like, this lifestyle is a bad lifestyle. We don't argue all the time, but we always have our, like, we know our differences and we know, like, where we stand on things. And he always has respect for me either way. And he's still, like, I know that no matter what I do, he will always have love for me. And I get emotional about it, so, yeah.
In the car ride over here, he thought that being a father wasn't something to be celebrated. He thought it was something to do. But I don't know, I want to speak for all of us, right? Like, when I say if he's the kind of father that makes you want to celebrate him, it's because we love him.
Yeah.
I don't know, any strangers start to work, they're like, it's his dad right there, but we're all, we know well and good that he's a really good dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a blessed man to be the father of all five. This was hard for me because I don't like to think about things like accolades, or it's enough just to know them, it's enough to love them. It really is a blessing for me that they all love me and consider me some sort of a hero. I just hope they see God in that.